Welcome everyone to the Awakened Life, where new age babes come for life and business advice. My name is Brianna Rose, and my lovely co-host is Julia Portela. And this episode is sponsored by Brianna Rose Branding and the Divine Duo. So as we always begin every single episode, I'm going to have Julia tell us what's in the stars for the week ahead, and she's going to delve into some astrology and let us know what to look out for and what we can expect in the upcoming weeks.
All right, before I go, I have to ask you, are we live?
Yes, we are.
Because it says off air on my end.
Does it?
Yes.
Huh.
As long as it says live on your end and you see the viewer.
Yeah, we have viewers.
Okay. Hi, viewers. Hi people. We'll have note to self, edit this out.
Yes.
Okay, so it's so weird. This must be like the tail end of Mercury in retrograde.
Yeah, we're having some major issues.
But Mercury retrograde is finally over. Supposedly. Apparently not for me on my end, but for everyone else, it's over. So it's moving into its shadow period, and we'll start to feel a lot of the physical sensations lessen, and our communication will start to expand again. And I know a lot of people, me, you, some other spiritual people I was talking to today, everyone has had some sort of physical reaction to this Mercury retrograde. It was just super powerful. So take all of those ideas that you've been revising and reviewing while the retrograde has been going on and ground them and put them into action. And we also had a full moon in Sag, and it's helping us grow and transform. So as we're growing and transforming, the full moon is around to help us release that which no longer serves us. So I love the full moon. Me and Brianna did actually like a little full moon release together on Saturday, which was really nice. And Sag is the sign of your belief systems, especially your spiritual belief system. So it's a really powerful time right now to release old ideas that are just weighing you down, especially if they're about yourself, negative ideas about yourself, which I know is a lot of what I unintentionally released before I wrote this. And the sun has, woohoo, finally moved into Gemini, which is my sign, if you couldn't tell. I'm not biased or anything.
Which means that Julia's birthday is coming up.
Yeah. Oh my God, we're gonna have a birthday episode. Whatever the next podcast is, my birthday episode.
We have one 2 days after. 2 days after your birthday.
We do. Yes, we do. So it's finally in my home sign of Gemini, and Gemini is the social butterfly of the zodiac. Also the fastest moving sign of the zodiac as well. So it's definitely always a fast month, and it's definitely a month where we have a lot to celebrate. A lot of stuff comes up. Summer's approaching. We start to feel better about our bodies. We get really motivated to do stuff. It's just a great time of year. And Gemini also has the ability to see both sides to a story. So in any decisions that you make this month, because I feel like a lot of decision making always comes up in June, you'll have that energy of Gemini being able to see both sides, and you'll know fully what you're getting yourself into and the pros and cons of each side before you make a decision. So that's a great thing about Gemini. And that's kind of an overview of what's just happened and the energy that we're kind of stepping into. So it's a little bit about astrology.
Well, I love that. It's so nice to know that Mercury retrograde is almost over. I know we're in the shadow. It's officially over, but the shadow is lingering. But I know that I can speak for a lot of people that I feel like on Facebook, all I saw on Sunday and today is like, yes, Mercury retrograde is over. So I think a lot of people are so excited just for that heaviness to be gone.
It's so amazing. It's like, it's had such an impact on all of us this go around.
Sure has.
I don't know why in this particular case it was so strong and so potent, but it was definitely like a sucker punch for all of the people that are really in tune with that kind of energy.
And even people that I think that aren't, I've been noticing that a lot more people that are in my scope of friends or family that wouldn't necessarily be spiritual, but they're all coming out to me. They're like, some funny things are happening right now. And I think more people are awakening to astrology or Mercury retrograde and trying to figure out why things are a little bit confusing or weird things are just happening. So it's really interesting to see how the energy begins to awaken people as well that aren't already awakened.
Yeah, definitely. It's such an amazing gift that we get when the astrology comes into play as strong as it does, because it definitely forces us. The good thing about astrology, but also the bad thing about astrology, is it totally forces us to release. It's like you don't have a choice. Once a month, there's something you're letting go of with the full moon. Once a month, there's something that you're also gaining with the new moon. So, and as the astrology kind of courses through all of these signs, the 12 signs in the 12 houses, depending on where that impacts us in our day-to-day life and our own personal charts, you have no choice but to sometimes just feel this energy so intensely, you almost don't know how to cultivate it, but it definitely forces you to get from A to B, which is really essentially what we're trying to do in our own way, and sometimes we just can't, and the astrology forces us to
a little kick in the butt.
Yeah, exactly.
And as Julia said, we had a lot of fun on Saturday and we did our own full moon ritual. So I think it'd be cool if we shared what we did, Julia.
Yeah.
So what we did was we went to the beach. And
there was a little cardio involved in there.
There sure was. So we started off, we had like all intention of like going to the beach and having like this like, I don't know, full moon manifestation releasing thing going on. We ended up just chit-chatting for like a very long time, and then we're like, you know what, we came here for a reason. Let's get this done finally. So
we did get there.
Yes. So we wrote out everything that we wanted to release. We folded it up, and then we tried lighting our items, our lists on fire. And of course, mine was really stubborn and it would not go. It would not burn at first. And Julia's lit up so fast. Like it literally was like, and it went up in flames. I couldn't believe it. I was like, are you kidding me? But you know, it all goes back to our energy. Like I think that maybe I was a little hesitant about some of the things that I was releasing, and you were like, go, get it out of here, go. And then, like the fire just like took it up. And then we, for some reason, we decided to have this full on sprint to the ocean to like put all the ashes in. It was a lot of fun. But for those of you who are watching or listening, you know, it's a good thing to do, I think, once a month, just to take the time for you to really sit and think about what no longer serves you and do that internal check and see how you're feeling.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, when we logged onto the podcast today, I was like, hey, I wanted to tell you about the cool thing I did. I was so excited to tell you about it. Meanwhile, you had already done it. But I was like, hey, I made moon water. And you were like, yeah, so did I. I was like, great. All right, I guess it wasn't that cool.
I know, I felt bad. Like I literally saw your face fall. You're like, I was like, who will be listening? You can't see my face, but Julia went from like so excited to like, oh, like I just like deflated her balloon, and I felt terrible.
Yeah. So what I did, I'm sure you did something similar, was I took a glass bottle. I put a drop of essential oil, and I picked peppermint because peppermint is my favorite. Ooh. And I put a quartz crystal in there, and I left it outside all night. And before I left, I kind of just put my hands in the prayer position and bowed to the moon and was like, thank you so much for helping me release. And then as I poured that into my regular water bottle today, slowly throughout the day, just, you know, a little bit here, a little bit here. So it was integrated with my regular water. Mm-hmm. And I felt a massive shift today. I don't know if it was just because Mercury's gone direct or because of this water, but I was like, I'm doing this tonight too. Maybe feel good, man.
I love it. Yeah, it's really powerful to let everything be cleansed and cleared by the moon, because so many people know to use their crystals and clear your crystals, but people don't think about the water as well, because that's going directly into your body. So think about it just like recharging you and making you feel whole again.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So amazing. We love our moon, everybody.
Yeah.
We love it.
I am a Cancer rising at heart, so.
Oh, very interesting.
Cancer, for those of you who are not astrologically savvy, Cancer is ruled by the moon. So even though I am a Gemini, I identify more with my Cancer energy. So I'm a big fan of the moon and the moon energy. I'm very sensitive to the moon. Very, very sensitive.
Yeah. So interesting. So I guess we'll take the shift to what our podcast is going to be about tonight, our beautiful episode that we're hosting today. And tonight we're going to be speaking about creating magic in our life and our business. So when Julia and I were writing out our different topics that we wanted to speak about, I feel like this was the one that me and you were so excited about when we came up with the idea. I mean, we're excited about everything that we speak about, but creating magic, I think, just speaks to both of our hearts so much. And it's a topic that I think that not everyone feels comfortable speaking about, or it still is a little bit too woo-woo, or it's just, it's not really spoken about in the way that Julia and I would like to portray it. So tonight we're going to be speaking about creating magic, and Julia is going to discuss the rules of magic because she's so into her fantasy world and all of her fun stuff. And she's going to be just explaining how magic works. And her thoughts on magic and how to create it in your life. And then I'm going to be sharing some tools that I use in business on creating magic, wishes, manifestation, whatever you want to call it. I'll be just discussing how to bring in that energy and harness your own energy to be able to create the business that you really want, and create a shift in your perception, because a lot of time magic, it occurs when you're able to see the good in everything, and create that shift in how you're seeing things and how you're viewing things, and allowing the magic to occur naturally versus controlling it.
Ooh, I just got a chill.
What'd you say?
I got a chill as you said that.
We're on the right page.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So Julia is going to be starting off, and I believe that you're going to talk about Aladdin, I hope, because that is my favorite movie.
Yes.
Are you? Okay, good.
Yeah. You're like, please tell me that's what you're talking about. Yeah,
like, please, I connect. Please.
Yeah, I connect with all fairy tales, and there's obviously a magical element in every fairy tale that you read. And in fact, I won't turn my computer around for many reasons right now, but against my back wall, what I'm looking at is actually a scene from Peter Pan, of them flying over and leaving to go to Neverland, hitting the second star on the right. So I am constantly surrounded by this Disney fairy tale, fantasy, enchanted forest, magical, mystical kind of energy. I love that. I love that realm. And when we were talking about creating magic, right, me and you in particular have a little tiff with the word manifestation.
We do.
And I think it's just part of our new age energy. Babe. Yeah, new age babe. And I think it's just part of the new age energy. But I have a tiff kind of with the word manifestation, because it's taking away, for me, the magic element of it, even though it's in there, but it's almost making the magic sound a little bit more practical. And I can't stand that. I love the idea of magic. So when we started talking about, the idea of manifestation, but what that means to me and you, I was like, well, hello, Aladdin. When you put something out to the universe, it's your wish is my command. And that's exactly what Aladdin runs into when he rubs the lamp, and let's call the lamp his awakening. And he rubs this lamp, and the universe pops out of it and says, okay, you have 3 wishes. And now the great thing about our world is you're not limited to 3 wishes, but okay, you have these 3 wishes, and my wish is your command. And you have to get really, 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 really specific with it, because if you think about the Disney movie Aladdin, right, he asks to be a prince, and he's asking that so that he can essentially forge a connection with Jasmine, but it doesn't turn out the way that he quite expects it to. And I would somehow guess that it's not directly stated this way in the movie, but it's connected to the fact that he was not specific. And the reason why he couldn't get as specific as he wanted to, which I'm so excited to be talking about this, is the laws of magic. And these laws of magic that you hear about, in fairy tales, they really do exist in our world. So there's 3 rules of magic. You can't wish for more wishes, which we already know is kind of a lie. So let's just nix that one. But you can't bring people back from the dead, and you can't make someone fall in love. So the great thing is you can't bring somebody back from the dead, but now you have all of this power and this expansiveness, and you're attracting new things to yourself so you can connect to spirit or to the dead or however it is that you want to say it in a different way. So you can't literally physically bring them back into their physical body. You can't hug them, kiss them. But your relationship doesn't have to end when somebody's physical body ends. And that is such a great and beautiful thing about spirit and about manifesting and creating magic, is that we're constantly connected to something bigger than ourselves, whether we're admitting it out loud or consciously or subconsciously. However it is that you're grasping it to yourself, you're consciously or maybe unconsciously always connecting to something bigger than yourself. And that in itself is the universe. And it's this abundant hub, essentially, that you can plug your own cord into. And I know that you love all of my analogies right now.
Oh, I love it.
You can plug into this and you can really, really get so much information back and really manifest the dream that you've been looking for, or obtain this magical solution to your problems in a way that you couldn't see it before by connecting to this. And that's what's so great about, you can't have somebody's physical body back, but they might be able to guide you and persuade your decisions a little bit differently. You might be able to hear them or understand them in a way that you couldn't in the physical world. So that's one rule of magic. And now the other one, which is connected to Aladdin, is you can't make somebody fall in love with you. And the problem when we are trying to magically attract our soulmate, welcome back, is when we're trying to manifest our soulmate, is we get attached to one idea of a person, right? There's a specific person in your head. You're in love with the person, and the situation might not be ideal. This is going to be hard, maybe a hard pill for some people to swallow. But you might be in love with somebody, and you can't accept the reality of the situation, and so you're trying to manifest something or make magic happen in one area of your life, but you've already put a face to it. And that might not be for your highest good. So even though Aladdin and Jasmine, of course, end up together in the end of the movie, she doesn't fall in love with him because he's a prince. She falls in love with him because he's a freaking pauper. Like, she likes him because he's living the life that she wants to live. And, the fact that she has this royal experience, but he has this kind of street experience, gives them an ability to complement each other in a way that he doesn't think that she can identify with that. He doesn't feel like he's good enough. So he can attract what he's actually looking for. And look at that, when he puts it out there, I want to be a prince. What does she do? She slams the door in his face, and she stamps up to her room and says, this isn't what I was looking for. And so he can't, even though she ends up being the one, he has to change his vibration in order to match her. And it is only when he truly accepts who he is and the way that the situation truly is, does she turn around and say, wow, I love you. And I love everything about you. So the problem is, we get caught up putting a face to something, or we're getting specific in one way that is eliminating, creating blocks, actually. So let's say you're trying to attract a dream car, and you say, I want a Volkswagen. And, I'm saying that because we both happen to drive Volkswagen. And I wish we were being sponsored by them. I was about to say,
how cool would it be?
I was about to say this isn't being sponsored by them, but it would be great if it was. Volkswagen, get on board. So, let's say you're trying to manifest a Volkswagen, and you're thinking Volkswagen, but maybe the car that you're looking for is selling for $350 a month, and you can only afford $250 a month. Now, instead, you could get really, really specific about the things about the Volkswagen that you love. I love that it has a backup camera. I love that it has, blind spot detectors. I love my sunroof. I love my leather seats. I love my heated seats. Mm-hmm. And you could go on and on about the things that you love about your car. And hey, guess what? Mazda just rolled up. Pretty much the same deal that you wanted, only it's $250 instead of $350, and now it's in your budget. Mm-hmm. And you're getting everything that you wanted, but you would have otherwise eliminated that because you're so set on having Volkswagen. So sometimes it's just getting really, really, really specific. It's so funny. My thing just switched over to live.
So weird.
I know. Mercury. So, as you're trying to manifest something or create this sort of magical solution to a problem in your life, you need to get really specific about the qualifications, not necessarily the face to the name, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. And that's for every aspect of your life. If you want a business that's going to succeed, you can't say, well, it's going to succeed because I do X amount of readings a week. Mm-hmm. Because what you might be limiting yourself from is teaching or workshops or podcasting. Who knows? Mm-hmm. You could be totally limiting yourself, but if you actually just set a ceiling for something, right? And we always say it's a ceiling when it comes to money, but you could say, I'm setting a ceiling for right here. I want to be making X amount of money from my business, but I want to be making the majority of that from my readings. Well, then you're already telling the universe that you don't believe that it's going to come to fruition the way that it's supposed to. Mm-hmm. And then in turn, you're swimming upstream instead of just going with the flow. Mm-hmm. So lots of metaphors here.
I love it.
I'm on a metaphorical roll. Call me butter. Thanks for laughing at my joke. This is just the Julia show. This is bad podcasting 101.
We'll edit you out.
Okay. This is just a special for all the viewers right now. No, but it's important. So it's important to get specific about the things that you're talking about. And, in particular, a lot of the times when we're talking about something that we're trying to attract to ourselves, it's usually money or a relationship. Like 9 out of 10 times, those are the things that we're trying to attract. So instead of getting really specific about how or why, get specific about the what without putting a face to it. So if you're looking for your soulmate, what things about your past partners do you love? You love getting flowers, you love romance, you love going out to eat, you want somebody that's going to travel with you. Get really specific about the things that are important to you when you have a partner. Mm-hmm. And get idealistic, but get practical with it too. What's actually realistic for something to come to fruition? If you're looking for somebody or something to complete you, or if you're looking, when you make $0 right now, to make $1 million in a month, chances are you're going to look at that goal, it's going to seem unobtainable, and you're not going to be able to create that magic. And you're not going to be able to give the universe the thought process that goes into creating that magic for you. Perception is really big key when it comes to talking about creating magic in your life. You have to really be able to taste it, smell it, feel it, want it, and you have to have all of those things on every fiber of your being. Every cell has to breathe that goal. It's really, really important, and it's really hard, actually, to kind of get on that frequency. And I'm always impressed when I go back and I'm like, wow, for me, my whole Disney experience was totally created by magic, which I know sounds so ironic, but it's something I really wanted, and I really believed it in every fiber of my being that I was supposed to be there and I was supposed to be learning from them. And I mean, look at how it turned out. It totally shaped my spiritual practice. So sometimes you also don't know how something's going to impact you. You want it for one reason. When I was going away to Disney for 6 months, I never in the back of my head thought this is going to one day impact my career. I kind of just thought it's something I love and it's something I want to do, and it's a break from the humdrum of my normal day life. I like meeting new people. I like to travel. I like creating magic for other people. I love kids. Not once did the reason that it actually impacted me ever come up in the reasons that I applied. And still, because I was on that wavelength, though, that I knew it was important to me, even though I didn't necessarily know why, I was able to create that magic and attract it to myself. And I can tell you, when you can go back to those moments in your head where you've had those successful manifesting moments, you really, really start to love yourself. And you really start to view yourself as a really powerful creator. And your life starts to become a canvas. And you start to become Pablo Picasso.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm all about the metaphors tonight.
So good.
Yeah. So there's definitely a lot going on there. You know, the inner has to come first to match the outer. And that's the most important part of it, I think.
I agree. Yeah. I love that. So I think it's important that you also touched upon that in the movies, it's always that you only have 3 wishes. And I think that a lot of people subconsciously feel that way too. Like, oh, I don't want to dream this big because that's all I can ever have. So I think that affects people's perspective on manifesting. It's like, oh, it puts a limitation on them because they think that that's all that they can ever really achieve, because we're always, I mean, just from children, just growing up, that's what we're always told, oh, 3 wishes, 3 wishes, 3 wishes. And although it might not be the same perspective, I think that people subconsciously feel that when they are trying to build their business or they're trying to get a new career, like they think it's so good, it's so good, so good, something bad has to happen. And I think that that's a huge misconception with bringing magic into your life, is that just because something is so good and you're feeling great about life, it does not mean that in 2 seconds that a hat's going to drop and all of a sudden everything's going to go, you know, haywire and everything's going to be messed up. Like, you deserve to have a happy, joyful, beautiful, powerful life. And it doesn't mean that that's the limit. You can continue to go up.
Yeah, and there's a lot of, as we step into the summer, it's just a natural what?
I don't know.
We're both like trying so hard not to like crack up right now.
I don't know what it is.
We both have the giggles.
It's our magic.
Yeah, me and you. No, it's the truth though. Not to like sound one way or another, but me and you, yeah, we're on such a psychic wavelength that we create such magic together.
Oh,
it's like we get together and it's like idea after idea after idea. So first of all, there's obviously an important reason why this is coming up. You need to surround yourself with people that are going to hold you to your goals, because sometimes you'll throw out a goal that it's not related to me, but you just know that I'll hold you accountable to it. And on the other hand, the ones that we do together, it almost amplifies that project and it takes it to a whole nother level. So it's important to surround yourself with people who are going to support and understand your goals as you're trying to attract something to yourself and create this magic. But there's also an element of, you know what? Lost my thought.
Because you're staring at me.
Oh, you came back to me. As soon as you talked, you created magic. This is unplanned, people. This is unplanned topic. There's an element of this summer that comes into this. And Gemini is so amazing. I can't even look at you.
I'll turn my camera off.
No, there's this element. Thank you.
We're having so much on tonight, guys. Everyone who's live is getting a real show.
This is unplanned. We love what we do.
We do.
There's an element of summer that comes into it, that really comes into it strong, because for whatever reason, we just feel better over the summer. We're outside. I have a feeling in my own gut that it has to do with we're outside more, so we're in nature a lot more. Mm. But there's this element of summer and being outside and connecting with other people. Suddenly you're going to barbecues and it's a really social time, and you're going to weddings, and there's communions and baby showers and christenings and all of this stuff that kind of happens in the spring into the summer that also amplifies that energy, because you're just feeling so good that it's like the more you feel good, you feel good, you look good, you play good, and then it all comes back to you tenfold, and it's so amazing. So it is starting to approach that time of the year, which I think is a lot of the reasons why we picked this topic, for this time of the year anyway. But there is this kind of element of summer that seeps into that manifestation process, or this magic creating process that just makes you feel good, and you attract it that much faster.
Definitely. I agree, because it's also, ever since, we're younger, it's like you're always waiting for the summer, because think about when you were in elementary school, you're always waiting for the summer break. So I think that even as you continue to grow older, we're just conditioned to feel that way about summer, because you know that something good is coming. And when you are able to get into that energy of feeling good, it raises your vibration. So you're able to attract better possibilities that are going to be coming into your way. And also, I think it's really important what you said about connecting with like-minded people. I think that is so important, and that truly does affect the outcomes that come into your life, or how things begin to shift in your life. It's because of the people that you surround yourself with. And I think it's so important to be cognizant of where the energetic vibration is of the people that are in your immediate circle, because that's going to reflect your outer life as well.
Yeah.
Were you laughing or sneezing?
Neither. I'm releasing from my heart chakra, and I'm trying not to cough into the microphone.
Oh, gotcha.
We're just having an all-star show tonight.
We are.
It's so funny that you said something that just struck a chord with me, because as I was driving to work today, I was like, most people on a Monday morning are like, oh, I don't want to go to work. I can't believe I'm getting up. I'm going to work. It's going to be a long week. I have to wait till Friday. And I have to tell you, I woke up today. I put my headphones on, and I was just in a groove. Dancing around my house in my basement, putting my makeup on while dancing, and curling my hair while dancing. And then I got into my car, and I pulled up into the parking lot at work, and I was like, wow, I am so ready for a great day. And you know what? Today, my student that I have, who is a handful of a student, I love her to death, but she is one of the hardest students in my class, had an amazing day. Awesome. She was so giggly. She was in an amazing mood. And I was just like, wow, you know what? It all started with that one thought that I'm so happy to be at work on a Monday morning. And who else feels like that? I felt actually a little crazy as I was talking about it to myself. So, it really does. It makes a difference. When you start to really feel good, then it doesn't matter whether it's winter or summer either, although summer is a great spot to get off, to start thinking about that process and how you create magic. But then it seeps into the fall and the winter too, and you start to find things that you love about each season, and you start to find things that you love about Mondays that you can't stand about Sundays, and vice versa. And you really are able to start creating that magic all of the time, instead of just in one small season or section of the week or whatever.
Yep, I agree. It's really powerful, the way you perceive things. You could have easily woken up and been just upset because it's Monday, or you're upset that it was a beautiful day and you were at work, but instead you started your day on the right foot, and everything else just falls into place after that.
Yeah, it's so important. The right frame of mind is really important.
And that affects creating your magic, creating your outer world, is how you're perceiving it, and how you're able to just bring people into your life and bring other possibilities into your life is how open you are to it as well.
I'm listening to you, but I'm looking at this thing. You're gonna see me move. Do you
Why?
see that spirit?
In your room?
Yeah. Do you see it?
Yes. The blue orb. It's like a blue orb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I want to say it has something to do with the light, but I think it's like I think it's actually me shifting when I can't see the microphone.
No, it's an orb.
Um, hello, orb.
Hello.
Who are you? The things that happen on a spiritual podcast.
I
No,
know,
it's kind
seriously.
of. I had a fairy around here the other day, which is funny because I was trying to see if it was a fairy, although I don't think it is. But that's the card deck that I picked for today.
Really? Oh, we picked guess what card deck I picked?
I can't see because
I'm going to show you.
not on.
I
was like, I texted
Flowers.
you. What did you do?
I picked the flower deck to use today.
Oh, I reached for it and put it back. It's so funny.
Did you? It's because I knew that I wanted it.
They were like, don't pick the same deck.
You weirdos.
We would almost pick the same deck.
That would have been funny. So I think, you touched upon a lot of great things about magic and the rules of magic and really what they're all about versus basically like taking it from the fantasy and making it and adapting it to the real world and how to be able to understanding it in that way and how to basically release attachment. I think out of everything that you said and all the rules that come along with manifesting or creating magic, whatever you want to call it, I think the biggest thing is having non-attachment to the outcome.
Like, do you want to know what else is so funny? Sorry.
That's okay.
I keep cutting you off. I'm so sorry. I was just thinking, what I downloaded this weekend was on the Samsung, you can download like different themes. And I downloaded one that says mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? And it has like all little fairy tale.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, you probably can't see it, but oh yeah, you can. See, there's like a little glass slipper and a little hat. And as I was looking down at my phone to text you to put your thing back on, I was just laughing because this is actually a subconscious reminder to myself that I can create this magic all the time.
Definitely.
And that's another thing too that you can do is you can always set little things for yourself throughout the day to remind yourself that you can create that. So I have right now on my computer on the little empty spaces of my laptop, I wrote down, I am magical. And that's the first thing that I see every time I open my computer is, yeah, you're magical. Beautiful. And you have this power. So you can set little reminders for yourself, but sorry, you can go back with wherever you were going. I totally just went off on a tangent.
Thank you. I can't remember what I was saying.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Okay. I was like, no, it's fine. I think it's interesting that you brought that up about creating reminders. Many of you know that Gabrielle Bernstein is one of my mentors, and her book May Cause Miracles created so many powerful shifts in my life, but one of the main reasons is because she has you set reminders, and it was on your phone. You would just set a reminder for every single hour, and it'd be a positive affirmation for whatever you're working on that day, and it really helps because it's just like recalibrating your thought process when you're able to have these little mini reminders. So I would highly suggest that if you are vibing with something that we say, or maybe you have a personal mantra that you like, or whatever it is, just do it even once a day, or maybe on your lunch break, remember to look at it, or save it as your screensaver or the wallpaper on your phone. Just being able to have it in your awareness will be able to lift your vibration, even if it's just for that second. And it can turn, a bad thought into a good thought. And I think that that's what it's really all about.
Yeah. It's really powerful stuff.
Oh, it's so powerful and it's amazing. And I think that now that we've kind of covered our bases on magic, I think it would be great if maybe we broke into our meditation, because we haven't really touched upon this yet, but creating magic is also about connecting to your third eye, and being able to awaken your third eye will help you to enhance your ability to project. It will help you to basically create. Your third eye to me is always like this creative center that helps you to see far than what you would normally see in the human world. And it's something that has obviously very helped me in my life, and I'm sure Julia as well. By opening up your third eye, it just enhances your life. It helps you to see forward and helps you to connect with spirit. And when you're able to connect with spirit, your life just gets so much easier. It gets so much better because you're able to connect to something greater than yourself, something without your ego. So by using this meditation, it will help you to connect with the magic that is within you already and open up to it.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. All right.
I love the meditations.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So I think that for everyone listening, just begin to get in a comfortable position. And I always say to have your palms facing upwards like this, because this puts you in receiving mode. When your palms are facing downwards, it means that you are grounding. And right now we're just opening up, and we're going to be opening up our third eye. So again, just sit comfortable, have your palms facing upwards, and just begin to focus in on your breath, breathing in and out. And with your eyes shut, just begin to lift your eyes up a little bit. So you're focusing actually up at that third eye, that area between your brows, and you can focus your eyes inwards and upwards. So that will begin to activate your third eye automatically. So again, just begin to breathe in and out, and in and out. So I want you to bring your awareness to the base of your spine, your root chakra, and envision a red orb here, a red disc, and visualize it swirling in a clockwise motion, expanding with each breath. And if you notice that there's any darkness or anything, if it's not even moving in a fast way, just begin to envision white light surrounding this area so that it can begin to move freely. And then bring your awareness up to your sacral, which is your area below your belly button, where your reproductive organs are. And this area represents the color orange. So begin to envision an orange disc, again moving in a clockwise motion, swirling with ease and expanding with each breath that you take. And then move your awareness up to your solar plexus, which is your stomach area, the area between your heart and your belly button. This is your largest area, so envision a beautiful golden yellow color here, as bright as the sun, expanding out of your center. I want you to envision this energy not only swirling in a clockwise motion, but I want you to begin to push it out of your being. Begin to feel that energy extend out of your solar plexus and to wrap your physical body. So feel it pushing out of that solar plexus, out, and then wrapping you like a cocoon. Feel that energy just embracing you. This area represents your personal power. So in order to create magic, you have to acknowledge the power that you have and the power that magic holds. And just feel this energy begin to expand out, and fill the room that you're in. And then bring your awareness up to your heart center. And this area can either be a beautiful green or pink. And instead of envisioning a disc here, I always like to envision a little door. And with the next breath, I want you to feel that door open. And as that door opens, feel all the beautiful energy pouring out of you. Feel your heart begin to open up to the beautiful possibilities that surround you. And then raise your awareness up to your throat center. Envision a beautiful blue disc swirling. And you might actually feel some tension here. And this is where a lot of people hold tension. It's all about speaking your truth and acknowledging your power. And more about the power of your words. Remember, in order to create magic, you have to understand how much power you hold and the power in the words that you say externally and internally. So in order to clear the center, let's just envision water pouring down your throat. Feel it entering in through your mouth, beautiful cool water, rushing over your tongue and down through your throat, pushing through any tension you might feel here. Feel it rushing through like a stream. And when you're done, close your mouth and swallow, pushing away any of that ugly energy that's just lasting. And then bring your awareness up to your third eye, the area in between your eyebrows. And here you can envision an actual eye or a window. And you just begin to open up that eye or open up that window. And as that eye opens or that window opens, you to feel energy pour out of the center, but feel it like a scanner that is projecting out of this area that will be able to help you project and feel and see psychically. And finally, bring your awareness up to your crown and envision a lid here opening up. Begin to feel the energy extend out of your crown, swirling up to the sky. And feel your energy raising and lifting up. And begin to feel the presence of your angels and guides that have stepped forward tonight to assist you in this process. And I want you to begin to think about just one wish for now that you have. If you have unlimited wishes just for tonight's sake, think about one, whatever pops into your head. Might not be a full wish immediately. You might have thought of a person or situation. But begin to think about that wish and what it means to you. Begin to feel the energy and how it makes you feel. And the secret to making something become a reality is being able to get your energetic vibration up there with it as well. So we're going to take this time to really feel into that wish. Why do you want it? What does it mean to you? And how will it impact your life? And again, don't hold attachment to this. Don't put any guidelines to it. What is the general theme? Is it success, happiness, love, good health? What is it? What do you want to bring forward? And with that third eye open and that beam extending out, begin to feel and watch a movie play out in front of you. So feel that third eye act as a movie projector. And in front of you, a movie is going to begin to play. And that movie is your wish coming to fruition. So with no judgment, watch that movie and see what spirit has in store for you. And most likely it'll be something greater than you could have ever even imagined. Feel and embrace this energy. As that movie plays out, feel yourself becoming an energetic match for that dream, for that wish. Feel it happening. Live it, breathe it, and feel it. And know that everything that you are wishing for is yours in divine timing. As that movie begins to end, take a deep breath in, filling up your stomach, your chest, and your throat, and then pushing it out. And bring your awareness back to your crown and envision that lid shutting, closing down your energetic system. Not all the way, but just enough for tonight to ground you. And bring your hands from palms up to palms down. And begin to feel a cord running from your crown, internally from your crown all the way to your root, pulling your energy back down, shutting your third eye, letting that cord run down. And then feel that cord extend out of your root down into the ground, rooting you and holding you still, coming into the vibration of the earth, coming to the vibration of your dream and your wish. Take one more deep breath in and hold it. And then release. And when you're ready, open your eyes to the room. And you might want to just shake out your shoulders and just come back. And come back with a sense of knowing that everything that you were shown just now is yours. Because the second you come back, your ego is always going to want to step forward and say that that was just fake, that can't really happen. And just really try to clear that out, acknowledge the ego's presence, say thank you and let it go. And take in all that beautiful information that you were shown, or just feel the energy that surrounds you now, all the beauty, all the positivity. All right, so how's everyone feeling? How's Julia? How are you doing?
You know, I saw something. Can you put your thing back on, because I can't see you, and then
You
I never know.
me? I see myself.
Oh.
I've been back on for like half an hour.
No, I see like a little thing that's like has our logo, and then every time you talk, it's just like an orb that just like like an audio orb. So I'm like, I can never know when you're gonna talk to me.
No, hold on. I'm just gonna shut it off and shut it back on again. Maybe. Okay, now it should be off officially.
Okay.
And now I should be back. Am I back? Hello?
Okay. Woo!
That was
Hi.
weird. Hi. Hello.
As you're meditating, I'm like, can people even see you? I'm like, gee, I don't even know. You're giving all these directives, but I have no idea.
I really become the voice of spirit.
I saw something that I knew you would love when we got to the third eye. Yeah. I saw the Monsters book from Harry Potter with like the three eyes.
Did you?
And I saw that, I swear it's you that like, I mean, I love Harry Potter, but like you bring up like this Harry Potter energy for me.
I really am Harry Potter.
So it was just so funny. I saw the three and I was like, oh, as we're talking about the third eye, there's literally three eyes from the Monsters book.
Crazy.
That popped up. Yeah.
So cool.
My meditation was all about my iPad, so I was waiting for your face.
Oh, God.
No, it wasn't. It was about one of the other. It was about one of the other only two topics that I talk about. So you know.
Gotcha. Oh, okay. Oh, was it a good? Was it a good turnout?
Yeah. Oh. Like literally turned into a dress. Actually, cool. It was cool.
All right. Well, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah. No, that was meditations.
What'd you say?
I said you have the craziest meditations.
Oh, thank you. I think that's a good thing. I love meditating, but I definitely feel like that's a powerful one for all of us to use.
Yeah.
Just being able to see it psychically makes it feel so much more real. And that is a huge thing for me with manifesting. I think that's why I have such a blockage with talking about manifesting, is because it's become such a hit phenomenon. And it's all about, you know, creating your vision board and, you know, all this stuff. Yeah. And that's great. That is so great. But a key factor that is missing is feeling the energy, feeling it. You can't just put like all this pretty stuff on a piece of cardboard or oak tag and let it sit in your room. Like that does nothing. Like you have to work, you have to do it. You have to just show the universe that you're ready. And you have to believe in it. You have to, again, like how you said, like that manifesting loses that whimsicalness. And I think that part of that whimsicalness is letting it happen and just knowing that it's going to happen. You don't know how it's going to happen, but you're letting the magic be stirred within you. And I think once you're able to do that is when you start meeting people that maybe can really help you out. They're going to open up the doorways for you, or all of a sudden, like, you know, you get a check for $200 for no reason. And then that really helps you out. Like, you know, that's when things start to really shake up and help you out, is when you're able to just let go and allow the magic to move through you. And you begin to feel it. It's like, you don't even have to worry about manifesting it. Like you just put it out there and you know it's going to happen, and it's probably going to happen in a better way than you could have ever even imagined.
Yeah.
So
always.
You know, with business, like Julia brought up a lot of really great topics about how magic works in your life, and you even touched upon some really groovy stuff for business as well. And a key factor that I always say to my clients in my consulting sessions is, if you had a magic wand, like that's probably the one thing that I always say to them is, if you had a magic wand, what would your business be like? What would your life be like? And I always like to bring that up because it's so important, because we're in this world where we always feel like that we're trapped. We don't have enough money, or if I had this, then this would happen. And it's like you begin to shut yourself down that way. And I always try to get people back to that point of just being naive almost, and not having any blinders, and, you know, not seeing that there could be blockages, seeing past those blockages. Because a lot of times there's a way through every block. And that's something that Yogi Bhajan says, the master of Kundalini. He always says that there is a way through every single block. And I truly believe that, because it's like the ego just creates these blockages for you to think and to feel, and to prevent you from moving forward. So I always say to my clients, if you had a magic wand, what would your life look like? And I really want you, all the listeners, to think about that. What would your life look like if you did not have to worry about money? If you had no attachment, there wasn't something holding you back. Even if you wanted to get as dramatic as this, if you only had one more day left to live, what would you be doing? Like, what would you change? And I hate saying that because it's like, it has such like a negative, like darkness to it. But if you have this magic wand and you could just say, change everything around in your life, where would you be? Where would you live? Who would be with you? Who would you bring forward with you into your life? And how would that even change your career or your business? Would you still be doing what you're doing? Because a lot of times we get stuck into this rut of thinking, I have to do this to pay the bills. Or I have this really great idea for a new session that I want, or a new business, adventure, but who's going to want it? Who's going to want to buy it? And a lot of times that's your ego. A lot of times we're giving these beautiful ideas and nothing ever happens to it because we start thinking, we let our ego rule the show. Our ego gets us in a headlock and we start thinking that we can't do it. And I know this happens to me, and I'm sure it's happened to a lot of people. You get this amazing idea, you think it's great. 2 seconds later, you're already downplaying it because you don't think you could do it. And then maybe 3 months, 6 months, a year later, someone else has that idea and it's so successful for them. And you know what? I hate seeing that because how I feel is that we are giving these amazing ideas from God, from the universe, from your guides, whoever it is, whoever you believe it. You feel that way for a reason. And if you don't act upon it, it's going to be given to someone else. And someone else that will be able to take that idea and run with it. And I think that that's where the magic really has to begin to enter into our lives again, because we are so stuck in these blockages of thinking that we can't do it, thinking that we don't have the money. And it's all fake. It's all this false reality that we're projecting onto our lives. It's like you're already putting down everything that you want, all the dreams that you have before they even happen, because you're living in this state of fear. And it's so bad to be living like that, especially as a business owner. It's like you want to do something new, but you're afraid, oh, what happens if no one purchases that session? Or what happens if no one likes that? But you don't even know because you're not even testing the waters. So for you, I really want everyone that's listening to think about what it is that they want to bring forward in their lives. And again, don't create the attachment to it. Just allow it to unfold naturally. What do you want to do? If you had that magic wand, what would change? And typically when I say that to people, there's like a instant light bulb that goes off. Oh, I wouldn't be living here. Or, oh, I would start this business that I've been thinking about for 10 years. There's always something that's on the back burner that will come forward. And I want you to begin to think, why aren't you doing it? We don't know when our lives are going to be done here on the earthly realm. So why aren't you taking advantage of this beautiful energy that surrounds us that we could really begin to tap into? And it's so important to keep our dreams alive, to keep the magic alive within us, because when you're younger, you immediately always think that you're going to be successful and you're going to be amazing at every single thing you do. But somehow we lose that. And tonight I want to reignite that within you. And I think that that's so important. So whatever that pops into your head, I want you to begin to think about that life, think about that dream, think about that wish. How does it really feel? And ask for it. And as Julia was saying before, you might, like with your love life, you might have a specific vision of who that person needs to be. But that's not good, because there could be someone that's even better for you, but you don't always know what's best. So it's really allowing the universe to take control, tapping into that whimsicalness and seeing what unfolds naturally. So think about what it is that you want in your life and your business. Think about what can you do to get there, and why do you want it? And it could just be a sense of security, it could be a sense of happiness, whatever it is. What is that general thought? And begin to feel it and begin to ask the universe for that. And a lot of times we like to make these bulleted lists of why we want it. Clear it up. Like, make it more fun, make life more fun. And I think that's really where the magic comes from, is making life more fun, tapping into that inner child. And that's something that we haven't discussed yet, but definitely creating magic, manifesting, whatever it might be, is tapping into that inner child that lives within all of us, that knows that we do have this beautiful ability to make our dreams come alive, but it's the fear that we've been picking up on throughout our adulthood that blocks us, that makes us think that we can't get there. And whether that stems from our childhood or it stems from something that happened yesterday, it's something that's blocking us. So tonight, take the time to really think about what it is that you want to be doing, and just ask the universe. And I just want everyone to play a universal game with me and Julia. And I want you to think about one thing that you want to happen to you. Whether it's maybe get a discount on the shirt that you've been wanting to buy, or maybe you want to make sure that you get a green juice tomorrow, or you want some guy or girl to call you back, whatever it is, I want you to begin to think about what it is that you want and let the universe know when you want it to happen. So for me, I would definitely like to get a green juice tomorrow. I would like to have it by 3 p.m. And it doesn't mean that I'm not going to go and buy it. It's just seeing how the universe works its magic. And a lot of times when I do this, something happens where someone offers me a free juice, or I get a coupon for a free juice, or I end up meeting with a client and the client's already had a green juice waiting for me when I get there. It's that type of stuff that I want you to be able to get back into that energy. So write down one wish that you have. Again, you have an unlimited wishes. Write down one wish that you have and put a time frame on it. And begin to watch how the universe works for you. And then let us know. You can email us at the Divine Duo. Not the Divine Duo, I'm so sorry. The Awakened Life 4. I'm watching you. It's just like the Divine Duo on it. The Awakened Life 4 at gmail.com. Or you can tweet me, Facebook me, tweet Julia, Facebook her. Mine is Miss Brianna Rose with 2 N's. And Julia, I know yours is confusing, but it's J Port with 3 Y's.
Yeah.
3 Y's?
Yeah.
Okay.
Three T's. JAYPORTTTD.
TTT. And let us know how that works for you. And that can work in your.
Fix that.
What? Yeah.
I said you need to fix that.
You. And you can do that about your business too. You could say, I want one new client by tomorrow at 6 p.m. I want a client, and that you can get a little specific about. I want a client that serves my highest good, that can afford my services by 6 p.m. tomorrow. And then let me know, because it's always going to happen. As long as you can begin to feel what it's like to have that new client, because guess what? You're going to be able to get a nice new client in there that can afford your services. Your bank account is going to expand. Begin to feel the energy of feeling abundant. And abundance doesn't just have to be money. It could be in love and health, or, whatever it resonates for you. Begin to feel the abundance in your life. Begin to feel the magic expanding within you and then externally. So it always begins in your inner world to be reflected out in your outer world. So everyone, make your wishes, let us know what happens, and then you can begin to create something that's even bigger than that. I think that this is so important to introduce back into your life so you can live a happier life that is filled of magic and abundance, because it's so beautiful to know that you can be hooked up by the universe, by your angels, by your guides, that there is this energy that is literally right here that you can tap into. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean that it's not there. And all you have to do is be specific about it and let the universe know what it is that you want. Think about it as you placing an order. Like you're going to McDonald's. I hate McDonald's, but you're going to McDonald's and you know exactly what you want. You don't just go to McDonald's and say, hi, I'd like lunch. No. You have to go in and tell them exactly what it is that you want. So think of the universe as McDonald's. Put in your order. I want one new client that is going to stick with me for a year and pay me a sum of $10,000, and they can afford it and they will serve my highest good, and I can greatly impact their lives and their business for their highest good. Thank you, universe. I'd like to have this person in 24 hours. See what happens. And then let us know. All right. So that's how I like to bring magic into business. It's about tapping into that playfulness that once existed in our lives and making sure that it is transcended into our lives and our careers and our businesses, and trusting that we're going to be supported no matter what decisions that we make.
I'm shuffling my cards.
Are you? I'm like, what is she doing over there?
I'm in my zone.
You're in your zone.
I'm shuffling my cards.
Beautiful. So
shall we jump into this or?
I think that I want to put out into the universe what my wish is, and then I'm going to post about it tomorrow when it comes to fruition. How about you?
Oh, okay. Mine was a little interpersonal, but maybe I'll just scale it down a little bit.
Yeah. I'm going to, what's tomorrow? Tomorrow is Tuesday. What do I want tomorrow? Ooh, okay. I know what I want. I have one client that I'm waiting to make a payment. That I'm waiting for their payment. So I'm going to say I want them to make payment by tomorrow at
Is
6
it me?
p.m. I'm not looking at. I'm looking at you because your little face is right
I'm like, is it me? Because I owe you money.
there. No, you do not.
Uh,
It's another client other than Julia. I would like them to make payment by 6 p.m. And once it happens, I'm going to post it on Facebook so everyone can know and see that the universe really does her thing. What about you, Julia?
I don't know. This is so hard. I had something really specific in mind. Um, well, you know what? I'm going to throw it out there, but I'm not going to throw out the person. But there's a conversation that I'm wanting to have, and I will also post it when it happens because I actually was looking at my what I posted for my card for tomorrow, and it was about communication. So it just looks like the energy is open for that anyway. But but if I had to pick another one, because this is what came up when you were like, if you only had one day left to live, I was like, geez, I'd be moving out. For that one day, I'd move out. So I also am going to see if I can attract just something that's in my budget. Doesn't have to be something I'm going to buy, but just something that's in my budget, in my price range, in the area that I'm looking for. And just start to open those doors a little bit and get the energy flowing there.
Beautiful. I love it. All right, so we'll let you guys know when this happens, and also let us know when your wishes happen as well. And this doesn't have to be just for your business; it could be in your personal life too. So I think we're going to move on to our readings. And as always, Julia and I always like to choose cards for you guys to take on with you for the next 2 weeks until we meet again. Julia is working with the fairy deck, and I have a flower deck. So I'm guessing that these messages are going to be very earthy and grounded, as well as whimsical, because the fairies are so fun.
Yeah, the fairies are powerful manifestors. That's why I picked this deck, because whatever happens, that was a message for me. Otherwise, I would have put it out. It was like, get some exercise. I'm like, thanks, I know. As I was shoving onion rings in my mouth before we started the show. The fairies, whatever they're looking for, instantaneous. If they think about it, it comes instantly. So that's the amazing thing about the fairy realm. So I'm just kind of shuffling my cards and praying for a message that's going to make sense for all of our listeners for the next 2 weeks. And I love what I got.
Oh, what'd you get?
Wow. Do some research.
Ooh.
Do some research. So it says you need more information. What was that?
I was going to say that before. When you're making your wishes, you should do some research about your wishes and how they're going to play out.
Yeah, which is funny because I was thinking, before I pulled this card, I was thinking, hey, I've been looking on like this one specific site for houses, but that's not the only site that there is. So I actually prayed as you were talking about it, as you were talking about some business stuff that happened to be impacting my personal life, although it is impacting my business as well. But I happened to pray as I was doing it, please guide me to the right site so that I am finding what's in my budget, or, you know, something that's pet friendly or whatever. But do some research. And it says you need more information about the situation and look into it further before processing.
Interesting.
And this is such a brilliant message because as you're trying to attract something to you as well, you're going to see that you have to revise. And I don't know if I've talked about this on the podcast before, but I've definitely talked about it with you, where when I quit my corporate America job, where I was making a lot more money than I'm making right now, I said, hey, the only thing that I need out of my next job is something that pays my bills. And
shame on you.
In my head, I was saying, because my spiritual practice will then make up for the lack. But in reality, I'm going through a rebrand. I'm doing a lot of stuff. And so the money that I'm making for my job, guess what? Only pays my bills, which is not a bad thing. My bills are always paid on time, and I'm very grateful for that. But on the other end, there's a lot of things that I want to do and a lot of things that I want to invest in and continue to go further. And so the real message that I'm getting here is not only do you need to research, but you need to be willing to revise your plan. Sometimes you have to say, okay, universe, you gave me what I asked for, but now I'm changing my order to this. And sometimes it's okay to, we're looking to attract something, right? So I'm looking to attract a house. I really want to move out of my tiny little basement apartment here, if that's what I would even call it. And I really want space. I want to get a new dog. I want to start my life. And not that it's, not started, but I really want to start it independently on my own, financially, and, in my own space. And so it's okay if the universe hands me an apartment and I say, that wasn't exactly what I was looking for, because in my head I was specific about my kitchen, but I wasn't specific about it on paper.
Gotcha.
Okay, now I know that I have to go back and revise what I was trying to, attract, because the universe gave me something in my budget, but it didn't list all of my qualifications. So you have to really be willing to understand that you're not going to get it right the first time, probably. And if you're trying to attract something big, if you're trying to attract a cup of coffee, you're going to have a different experience. But a cup of coffee, which neither one of us drinks. So not only do you need to research your goals if they're bigger and ambitious and something a little bit out of your comfort zone, but you need to be willing to revise them and be willing to tell the universe, hey, thanks for sending this to me. I really see that you did your end of the job, but now I'm revising, and send me something else.
And I also think it's about
that's
growing.
The card of the week. What was that?
I think it's also about growing as well, because as you
100%.
are getting hooked up by the universe, you start to learn more, you start to think differently. A lot of things are different once you're able to achieve them. So you might have thought that you wanted something, and then once it's yours, you realize that really wasn't what you wanted. So I think that's where the revise comes in as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I pulled a beautiful card from the fairy, not the fairy deck. Why am I keep doing that? From the flower deck, and it really goes along with what we've been saying. And it is the orange lily, but the message is to uplift your thoughts.
Oh, I love that.
Right? It's like so perfect. And I think it's just more validation about what Julia and I have been speaking about, is that you have to really get into that energetic vibration of what it is that you want, and to think positive and not get so down on yourself. And again, researching and revising, like that's all your thoughts. And creating magic all comes from you internally. So really begin to think about how you can shift what's going on up here, so that your outer worlds can reflect that as well, because everything that you want can be yours. But if you are fearful of it, or if you're a little uneasy about making the jump, then you're never going to be able to bring in all of that good stuff that is waiting for you. It is just creating a blockage to the floodgates that want to be opened.
Yeah, and as you said that, a thought popped into my head, which was to mention that in trying to attract something, you have to take into consideration other people's free will choices. And we won't go too deep into this. I'm sure there'll be other podcasts where we dive a little bit deeper into it. But just to mention, like, hey, I'm going to stick on with my house. I could be looking for the house and I could be ready now, but there might be another tenant in there that's not ready to move out. Or there might be renters who aren't ready to sell yet. So you have to take into account that not all of your dreams that you're trying to attract, not all of this magic that you're trying to create is solely with you. That's the great thing about the earth realm, and also kind of the curse of the earth realm is we're here to be learning from other people, and there's an interconnectedness. And so you need to also keep in mind free will choices and divine timing in all of this. There is an element of divine timing that kind of just flows with the energy of your
and
stuff.
It'll happen when it's supposed to happen. Like I know everyone says that, but if it happens too soon, you're not going to be ready. So I think that that's what you're like, the divine timing aspect is knowing that it's going to happen, but it might not be right now.
Yeah,
Definitely.
absolutely.
So we picked some good cards for everybody.
I know. I love those cards. They're beautiful cards.
Definitely. We did good. So as always, we always like to leave with a mantra for everyone to use throughout the next 2 weeks, or, use whenever you want it. And one that I typically use when I am creating magic is, I am open to creative forms of abundance. I am open to creative forms of abundance. Because that way, like as we've been stating, is that we're not putting any parameters on it. You're open to receiving, but it can be in any way, shape, or form that serves your highest good. So that's where the creative forms comes in. So you might think that you're going to get money or love from this certain person, this certain situation, when in reality it's going to be something that's even better for you. So I am open to creative forms of abundance, and I leave that with you guys. And check in with us and let us know how your wishes pan out, how the mantra works for you, whatever it might be. We're here. We love hearing from everyone. It makes our life a lot more fun, although it is already a lot of fun between both of us. But when we're able to get some feedback from you guys, it just keeps us going. And I know that we're both very excited for our next show in 2 weeks, which is on 6/6, which a lot of people are probably going to be freaking out about. But we're going to touch upon why 6/6 really is not that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm glad that you said that, because I was just about to search for that information. I was like, what
oh,
are we
yeah.
talking about?
What are we talking about next time?
Yeah, so all of the stuff that you saw here today, any tools that we have, those will be up in our show notes eventually once we get those going again. Those will be up on, eventually there will be a new website, so that's something kind of to look forward to.
Definitely.
So you guys will be able to join us there, and you'll be able to listen to the podcast there as well. But those will be over at the show notes, and then you can kind of click through those through our Amazon affiliate link if you're interested in purchasing the card decks. So you can find us there, or you can subscribe to us in iTunes, which we're slowly getting there too.
Mm-hmm.
Whole process is a lot harder than it looks,
Totally is.
It really, yeah.
We're learning.
Yeah, we kind of dove in, and I'm glad that we did. It's been a really fun process.
Hold on.
Yeah. We're like, wait, let's go back up for a second. But yeah, if you have any questions, or if you have any comments or things that you want us to talk about, you should definitely email us at theawakenlife4@gmail.com.
Perfect. And we'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
Woohoo. Until next time. Bye.
Bye.